You want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You can't handle the truth!
Well, we're giving you the Michigan Sports Truth, the show that reveals facts, truth, research, and statistics and never messes around. We lay down the entire truth about everything regarding your Detroit and Michigan sports teams, no matter if it's good or bad. No junk, no entertainment, no homerism, no coddling, no pop culture, no opinions, no shilling, and no fluff. Head over to our website at MichiganSportsTruth.com, follow us on Twitter at Michigan_Truth, and like our Facebook page, The Michigan Sports Truth. The hosts of the Michigan Sports Truth podcast do not take any suggestions or criticism from any member of its audience on how it should be run. It is up to the host to decide what they want to cover. They also do not intend to be any amount of popular in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Additionally, the views of the audience, right or wrong, do not reflect the actual truth revealed on this program.
And welcome to the Postgame edition, Mother's Day edition of the Michigan Sports Truth podcast for May 13th, 2018 on a late afternoon. Tigers beat the Mariners 5-4 in walk-off fashion, thanks to a walk-off RBI single by Jose Iglesias. Runners on second and third, nobody out. The Mariners' ninth-inning relief pitcher ninth-inning bullpen really can't seem to keep it tight or close it out in high leverage situations. That was Juan Nicasio who took that loss. He couldn't even get an out. He gave up 3 hits, 3 singles, and that winning run. Nicasio's ERA is 6.16. Very bad move by the Seattle Mariners manager to put him in the bottom of the ninth in a high leverage situation in a tie game in the bottom of the ninth when you're on the road. And the Tigers offense, the young guys, took full advantage. Jacoby Jones with a single, Nick Goodrum with the single, and Jose Iglesias with the game winner. That brings us to our standings. The Tigers 17-22, the Mariners 22-17. The Tigers still are in mediocrity in third place. 3 games back of the Cleveland Indians in the American League Comedy Central standings. The Indians are 20-19. Twins are 17-18, a game back. The Mariners only 2 games back at 22-17. 2 back of the Houston Astros, who are expected to be in first place in the AL West. But the Mariners are usually better than that. So the Tigers play tomorrow night at home against the Cleveland Indians. That should be a good mediocrity matchup in the AL Comedy Central. An AL Comedy Central division showdown of mediocrity between the Tigers and the Tribe at Comerica Park. But the Tigers a team that's 5 games under 500, being a team that's over 500 2 times in a 3-game series. That just shows you that both teams right now are mediocre. The Tigers are not tanking. The Mariners are still struggling to catch up to the defending champs, the Houston Astros. It's all out there. That's all that's out there. Robinson Cano had his hand fractured after it got hit by a pitch. He'll probably wind up on the 10-day disabled list. Shane Green got another win, 2-2. Lowers his ERA to 3.63. The Indians smashed the Kansas City Royals today, 11-2. Yeah, the Royals are terrible. The Indians, not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. They're 20 and, like I mentioned, they're 20-19. So there you go. That's all you need to know for today. That's all the truth I have for today. Now it's time for Louis Tenore's National Sports Report. Louis, take it away.
You got it. All right. Well, right now I'm viewing the NBA Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Celtics and the Cavaliers, and this looks like it could be a mismatch if I ever saw one. Because right now, the Celtics are killing the Cavaliers. Right now, 70-47, with 5:45 to go in the third quarter. How do you like that? I did not expect this much at all. Now it's 70-50 in the third quarter. This looks like it's going to be a lapper. And this is Game 1 of the conference finals. Game 2, I believe, will be on Tuesday. On Tuesday night. Gets in a little while. Right now, let's check the diamond. And away we go. Starting with the Yankees leading the Athletics 3-0 in the bottom of the fourth with the runner in second and 2 out. Anderson is pitching and Gardner is batting. The game was delayed nearly 3 hours due to rain. And boys, are raining here, folks. Red Sox top the Blue Jays 5-3. Vasquez got the win. Viggiani got the loss, and Kelly got the save. Right now, top of the 7th, the Phillies lead the Mets 3-2. Runner on second and 2 out. Garcia is pitching in, and Cespedes is at bat. Cespedes. Giants blank the Pirates 5-0. No information on win-loss or save there. Sorry. This game is over. The Astros over the Rangers 6-1. Gonzalez got the win. Gattis got the loss, and Stassi got the save. On 9, White Sox lead the Cubs 5-3. Rondon is pitching, and Happ is batting. There is 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 9th. In the top of the 6th, the Brewers are beating the Rockies 4-0. 2 outs with 2 on. Musgrave is pitching, and Aguilar is batting, and they're working on a no-hitter on the Brewers. Oh, boy. I might want to tune in to see that one. Right now, Twins and the Angels are scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd, but there's a runner on 3rd with 2 out. Romero is pitching, and Upton is batting. Top of the 4th, the Reds lead the Dodgers 2-1, 1 out, nobody on. Hill is pitching, and Hamilton is at bat. In the bottom of the 3rd, the Cardinals and Padres are scoreless with runners on 1st and 2nd and 1 out. Wainwright is pitching, and Lopez is at bat. And here was a laugher for you. this was no contest, as the Orioles just gave the Rays a can of whoop-ass in a 17-1 thrashing. Bundy got the win, and Sneal got the loss. Ooh, that's an aspirin, all right. As we mentioned, Tigers over the Mariners by DeBoer. Green got the win, and this is Nicolino got the loss. Braves edged the Marlins 4-3. Newcomb got the win. Urena got the loss, and Vizcaino got the save. As we also mentioned, the Indians over the Royals, 11-2 in a thrashing. Kluber got the win, and Duffy got the loss. And coming up at 8 o'clock, the Nationals take on the D-backs. Your probable pitchers to start with are Tuckerson and Godfrey. All right, so now we'll check the standings, and they go like this. Leading off, well, right now, a little changing of the guard in the American League East, as the Red Sox, with that win with the Red Sox over the goofy Blue Jays, they're now 28-12, a half-game lead over the Yankees at 27-12, pending outcome of this game. Right now, it looks to be a safe bet, though they'll be tied once again before the day is through. 7.5 back are the Blue Jays at 21-20. Rays, 16-22, 11 back, and the Orioles are still 13-28 despite that win. Well. In the AL Comedy Central, as we call it, the Indians are now 20-19, have a one-game lead over the Twins at 17-18. Tigers are 3 back at 17-22. Royals, 13-27, 7.5 back, and the White Sox, 9-27, 9.5 back. Pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
In the West, Astros are 26-16, have a 1.5 game lead over the Angels at 22-16. 23-16, excuse me. Mariners, 22-17, 2.5 back. Athletics, 5.5 back at 19-20, and the Rangers are 16-26 at 10 back already. In the National League, the Braves are 24-15, have a game and a half lead with the Phillies, 22-16. The Nationals are 2 back at 23-18. The Mets are 19-17, 3.5 back, pending outcome of this game later on. And the Marlins in the basement at 14-26 at 10.5 back. All right, Central. Cardinals are 22-15 in a very tight division between 4 teams. Listen to this, folks. All right. With that, the Cubs, Pirates, and Brewers still are all just a half game back. Cubs are 21-15, and the Pirates and Brewers are tied at 23-17. And in the dust are the Reds at 13-27, 10.5 back. All right, in the West, the D-backs are 24-15, have a 2.5 game lead for the Rockies at 22-18. Giants, 5 back at 20-21. Dodgers, 16-23, 8 back, and the Padres are 10 back at 15-26. All right, so shall we check tomorrow's schedule? Idea. And we read like this. Being it's a Monday, it looks to be a shorter schedule. Well, fairly short, so we'll go like this. 2:20, the Braves take on the Cubs. Your 7-10 games go like this. Rays take on the Royals at 7 o'clock even. Your 7-10 games are the Indians versus Tigers. The Athletics take on the Red Sox. And the Mariners take on the Twins. 9:40.
Oh, yeah, the Tigers, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right,
9:40.
Sorry. Brewers take on the D-backs. Late games, 10:07, the Astros take on the Angels. 10:10, Rockies take on the Padres. And at 10:15, the Reds take on the Giants. That looks like to be another mismatch if I ever saw one, too. All right, so now we'll switch gears a bit and go to the NHL as as we're, of course, now going deep into the playoffs in that series. And Game 2 tonight will have the Capitals take on the Lightning in Game 2 of their series. That is at 8 o'clock tonight on NBCSN. Capitals are up now 1-0 and look to take a 2-0 lead against the Lightning. One can only hope. And just to be sure on tomorrow's schedule, there'll be the Winnipeg Jets taking on the Golden Knights at 8 o'clock on NBCSN tomorrow. I'd just like to point that out for all of us, for all the hockey fans out there. And in the NBA tomorrow, this game was still elaborate. I did not really expect this at all. All right, so tomorrow begins Game 1 in the Western Conference series. The Golden State Warriors will take on the Houston Rockets at 9 o'clock on TNT. I thought it was going to be 8 o'clock, but it is now 9 o'clock. As we get to the Western Conference Finals, that's what they usually do. All right. So now I'll go to some Major League Soccer standings, if nobody minds, and we read like this. Atlanta is 7-1-2. Columbus is 6-3-3. This is the Eastern so far, by the way. The New York Football Club, 6-2-2. Orlando is 6-1-2. My Red Bulls are 6-0-3. The Revolution, our arch rivals, are 5-2-3. Chicago is 3-2-5. Philadelphia is also 3-2-5. Montreal 3-0-8. Those are ties, by the way. Toronto is 2-1-6, and DC is 1-2-5. They better get that guy from Everton to come over and fast. In the West, Kansas City is 7-2-2. LAFC is 6-1-2. They play New York later on. Dallas 4-4-1. Vancouver 4-2-5. Salt Lake 4-1-5. Minnesota 4-0-7. Houston, we have a problem at 3-3-3. Portland is 3-2-3. The Galaxy of LA 3-1-6. San Jose 2-2-5. Also 2-2-5 are the Colorado Rapids, and the Seattle Sounders are 2-2-4. And there are some soccer games coming up later on in the league. Portland is now taking on Seattle at the 49th minute in the second half. Orlando takes on Atlanta at 6, and at 8:30, the LA Football Club takes on the New York City Football Club. All right. Now in the Players' Championship, we head into the final round. And right now, Webb Simpson is taking a commanding lead as we're in the fourth and final round. It has a 11-stroke lead over Tiger Woods, moving second, followed by Jason Dolper and Danny Lee, all tied. And next down the line is Keegan Bradley. But it looks like that Simpson is going to take this. He has an 11-stroke lead over Woods. So it looks to be a surefire winner. But Woods has made significant progress in this tournament. So congratulations on that. All right. So also had some other baseball news to carry along, as the Yankees will make a $10,000 donation. Just a second here. Yeah, certainly before the start of today's Yankees game, the Yankees said they'll make a $10,000 donation to the ALS Therapy Institute in the memory of the Oakland player who lost his mother to ALS last week. So it's a nice gesture, especially on this Mother's Day, that they were able able to do that. Well, that's the Yankees for you. Whenever they see something like this, they really come through for that, and they are a very charitable team. The rest of the story is the ALS Developmental Institute in memory of Gretchen Piscotti, the mother of A's outfielder Stephen Piscotti. As I mentioned, Gretchen died last Sunday of ALS. Speaking of another passing, this one I think may come as a shock to some. Chuck Knox, who has scored the most victories for any coach in Seattle Seahawks history and coached the Rams and Bills, passed away at the age of 86 after suffering dementia. The Seahawks today confirmed the news of Knox's death. Nicknamed Ground Chuck for his team's run-first offenses, Knox went 80-63 during the regular season over 9 years as the coach for Seattle. His debut season with the Seahawks in 1983 was highlighted by the first playoff appearance in franchise history. Seattle advanced to the AFC Championship game against the Raiders with a road upset of Dan Marino's Miami Dolphins in the divisional round. I remember that. Knox is the only head coach in Seattle's Ring of Honor, having been inducted in 2005. His 80 victories with Seattle are second to Mike Holmgren's with 86, and Pete Carroll was third with 79. He was amazing in his ability to tailor his teams to the talent that he had. Steve Ravelli, a former Seahawks receiver and the team's now radio play-by-play voice, told KIRO TV in Seattle, where he also works as a news anchor. So that's another legend gone from the sports world. Sorry to hear about that. All right, Mariners second baseman Robinson Cano, former Yankee and a Met, by the way, left today's game versus the Tigers in the third inning with a broken right hand after being hit by a pitch. Cano was struck on an 88 miles per hour fastball by left-hander Lane Hardy. After a brief examination by the Mariners trainer, Cano left the game and was replaced by infielder Andrew Romy.
Wait a minute. Was it fractured or was it broken? I read the notification and it said it was fractured.
It is fractured.
Yep, it's not broken then. It's just fractured.
Okay. Cano left the game and was replaced by Andrew Romy. The Mariners had announced that Romy fractured his fifth metacarpal. Details on the 8-time All-Star is not known for how long he'll be sidelined for. Could be a week, could be 2 weeks, it could be midway through the season. We don't know. Okay, Marcus Morris to start for the Celtics today in Game 1 against the Cavaliers in efforts to hopefully slow down LeBron James. Morris, who yesterday declared himself as one of the best in guarding James, adds more versatility to the Celtics defense that yearns to maximize their defenders. It can throw to the Cavaliers star. Celtics center Aaron Baines will come off the bench as the series has begun, which is now underway. He joins the lineup with Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier, Jason Tatum, and Joel Embiid. And so far, they seem to be doing the job, as the Cavaliers are getting killed. I didn't think it was going to happen. All right, San Diego Padres released third baseman Chase Edley sent for assignment. That means the minors, and recall infielder Corey Spangenberg from AAA El Paso. Edley was reacquired from the Yankees in the offseason, along with Brian Mitchell. The Padres were so impressed by Mitchell that they will take on Edley's $13 million salary. But Edley's floundered this season with hitting only .115, going 6 for 52, no home runs, and only 4 RBIs as of yesterday. Ugh. Yeah, that is what I call ugly. All right. Well, here's something unusual. The Cavaliers' point guard George Hill received his diploma yesterday from IUPUI yesterday with a liberal arts degree and was one of 2 student speakers at the graduation ceremony. He played for the Jaguars from 2004 to 2008, so congratulations on that. He obviously had to miss practice yesterday, but I think that's a pretty good reason to miss it. Getting your degree. All right. As I mentioned, the Players' Championship is going on right now, and I still believe that Simpson is going to take it. If not, unless you get a major collapse, which I don't see happening. Right now, it's 85-64, Boston over the Cavaliers, now heading into the fourth quarter. 10:57 left to go in the fourth quarter, I should say. All right, so now we'll just check on the remaining baseball scores in progress, as I believe a couple of finals are about to come in. Right now, the Yankees are 4-1 with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th over the Athletics. Anderson is pitching, and watch out, Sanchez is at bat. Oh boy, this will be good. Top of the 8 right now, the Phillies lead the Mets now 3-2. Dominguez is pitching, and Flores is at bat. Crybaby. Bottom of the 6th, the Brewers are leading the Rockies 7-0. The no-hitter is no longer intact. Thank you very much. 2 out and a runner on first. Albers is pitching, and Blackman is batting. Every time I say it's going to happen, my big mouth ruins it, and it all goes away. I better shut up. All right, continuing on. It's still scoreless between the Twins and the Angels in the bottom of the 4th, but there's a runner on second. Romeo is still pitching, and Kisner is now batting. Top 5. Reds lead the Dodgers now 3-1. Runner on first and nobody out. Hill is pitching, and Duvall is batting. Top 4, Padres now lead the Cardinals 2-0. 2 out, runner on first. Richard is pitching, and Greco is at bat. And all the rest are now a final. The only game which will be played after the afternoon games will be the Nationals versus the Diamondbacks at just after 8 o'clock. All right, so I have nothing further, so I'll just hand it back over to you.
All right. Buck Gino and I will be on it later tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Spreaker. That said, that's the Mother's Day postgame edition for Sunday, May 13th, 2018. Follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips. I am Taylor Phillips for Louis Tenore. Follow us on Twitter at Michigan_Truth and like our Facebook page, The Michigan Sports Truth. TTFN, ta-ta for now.
So long.
The hosts of the Michigan Sports Truth podcast do not take any suggestions or criticism from any member of its audience on how it should be run. It is up to the host to decide what they want to cover. They also do not intend to be any amount of popular in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Additionally, the views of the audience, right or wrong, do not reflect the actual truth revealed on this program.
Mission complete.